All right, looks like we're back in business, folks. On the 2015 Hyundai Sonata, I was on lot number 111. I'm at 16 and a half, now 17. I need 17. 16 and a half, now 17 means 700, $1,700. All done, all through. Now 17 and a half. I'm at 1,700, now 17 and a half. Bid 17 and a half, 1,750. Sold $1,700. Sold $1,700. Here we go, folks. Lot number 112 is the 2005 Acura RSX. 2005 Acura RSX, folks. Here we go. 700, now 7 and a quarter. 700 bid, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter. 725. Sold $700. Sold $700. Lot number 113 is a salvage 2007 Ford Focus. 2007 Ford Focus, folks. Salvage, salvage, salvage. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. I'm at 2 and a quarter. Next, folks. Lot number 114. Chevrolet Cobalt. I'm at 3 and a half, now 75. 3 and a half, now 375, now 400. 400, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 425, now 4 and a half. I'm at 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half, 75. Bid 475, bid 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter. Sold $500. Sold $500. Lot number 115 is the 1995 Dodge Dakota, folks. This one here is your 1995 Dodge Dakota, 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Bid 800, 775, now 800. Now 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. I'm 8 and a quarter, now 8 and a half. Bid 8 and a half. 875, now 900. I need 900. 875, now 900. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. I need 9 and a half. 9 and a quarter, now 9 and a half. Bid 9 and a half. Sold 9 and a quarter. Sold 9 and a quarter. All right, folks, here we go. The 2009 Honda Accord, folks. 2009 Honda Accord. Here we go. I'm at 200, now 2 and a quarter. 2 and a quarter, now 2 and a half. Bid 2 and a half. 275, now 300. Bid 300. 3 and a half, now 375. I'm 375, now 400, now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a bid, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. I'm 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475. 475, now 500. Bid 500. 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. I'm at 5 and a half, now 575. Bid 575. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid, now 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. I'm at 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 675, now 700. I need 700. 675, now 700. 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. I'm at 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a half, now 775. 775, 775. Now 800. Bid 800. 775, now 800, now 8 and a quarter. 800 bid, now 8 and a quarter. Bid 8 and a quarter. 825. Sold $800. Sold $800. Here we go on the 2018 Toyota RAV4, folks. 2018 Toyota RAV4, folks. This is lot number 117. Here we go. I'm at 9,200, now 93. 9,200, now 93. Bid 93. Sold $9,200. Sold $9,200. All right, on the 2013 Buick LaCrosse, lot number 118. This is your 2013 Buick LaCrosse, folks. Here we go. I'm at 2.25, 2.5, now 275. 2.5, now 275. Bid 275. Now 300. $300. 275, now 300. Bid 300. 3.5, 375, now 400. I need 400. 375, now 400. Now 4.25. 4.5, now 475. Bid 475, now 500. I need 500, now 5.25. 500 bid, now 5.25. Bid 5.25. 5.5, now 575. I'm 575, now 600. Bid 600. $600. Now 6.25. 600 bid, now 6.25. Bid 6.25. 625. Now 6.5. I'm 6.5. Now 675. 675. Now 700. Bid 700. Now 700 bid. Now 7.25. 725. Now 7.5. I'm at 7.25. Now 7.5. Bid 7.5. Sold 7.25. Sold 7.25. Lot number 119 is going to be a rebuild salvage 2010 Dodge Avenger, folks. 2010 Dodge Avenger rebuild salvage. Rebuild salvage. 2.5, now 275. I'm at 275, now 300. Bid 300, $300. 275, now 300. Now 3.25. 3.25, now 3.5, now 375. Bid 375, 375. 375, now 400, now 4.25. 4.25, now 4.5. 475, now 500. Now 5.25. 500 bid, now 5.25. Bid 5.25. Now 5.5. 5.25, now 5.5. Bid 5.5. 550. Now 575. I'm at 5.5. Now 575. Bid 575. Sold 5.5. Sold 5.5. Lot number 120 is going to be the 2003. Is going to be the 2003 Cadillac DeVille, folks. 2003 Cadillac DeVille, lot number 120. 2.5, now 275. I'm at 2.5, now 275. Bid 275, now 300. $300. 275, now 300. Bid 300, $300. Sold 275. Sold 275. Lot number 121 is going to be your 2009 Toyota Corolla, folks. 2009 Toyota Corolla, folks. Here we go. 2.25, 2.5, now 275. 275, now 300, now 3.25. 300 bid, now 3.25, now 3.5. I'm at 3.5, now 375, now 400, now 4.25, now 4.5. Bid 4.5, 450, now 475, now 500. Bid 500, now 5.25. 500 bid, now 5.25. Bid 5.25, now 5.5. I'm 5.5, now 575. Bid 575, now 600. $600. 600, now 6.25. 600 bid, now 6.25. Bid 6.25, now 6.5. 6.5, now 675, now 700. Bid 700, now 7.25. Now 7.5. I need 7.5. 7.25, now 7.5. Now 775. 775, now 800. Bid 800, now 8.25. 800 bid, now 8.25. Now 8.5. 850, 8.5. Bid 850. Now 875. I'm at 8.5, now 85. Bid 875. Sold 8.5. Sold 8.5. Lot is the 20. This is a 2015 Nissan Altima. Here we go. 3.5, now 375. 375, now 400. Now 4.25. 4.25, now 4.5. Now 475. 500. Bid 500. $500. Now 5.25. 5.25, now 5.5. Now 575. 575, now 600. Now 6.25. 6.5. 675. 700. $700. Now 7. Now 7.25. 7.5. Now 775. Now 800. Bid 800. $800. Now 8.25. 800 bid, now 8.25. Now 8.5. 8.5, now 875. Bid 875. 900. Bid 900. 875, now 900. Bid 900. Sold 875. Sold 875. Lot number 123 is a 2015 Chevrolet Malibu, folks. 2015 Chevrolet Malibu. 275, now 300, now 3 and a quarter, 300 bid, now 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, now 400. Bid 400, 375, now 400, now 4 and a quarter, 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. I need 4 and a half, now 475, now 500, $500. Bid, now 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half, now 575. Bid 575, now 600. Bid 600, 575, now 600, now 6 and a quarter. Bid 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. I'm 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 670, 675, now 700. Bid 700, 700, now 7 and a quarter, 700 bid, now 7 and a quarter. Bid 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. I'm 7 and a quarter, now 7 and a half. Bid 7 and a half, 750. Sold 7 and a quarter, sold 7 and a quarter. Lot number 124 is the 2018 Toyota RAV4. Toyota RAV4, folks. This is your lot number 124. I'm at 2,700, 2,800, now 28 and a half. 2,800, now 28 and a half. Bid 28 and a half. 2,900, now 29 and a half. Bid 29 and a half. Thank you. 3,000. Thank you, puppy. 3,050. Bid 3,050, now 31. I'm 31. 3,050, now 31. Bid 3,100. There's means 100. Now 31 and a half. I'm at 31 and a half, now 32, now 32 and a half. Bid 32 and a half, now 33, now 33 and a half. I'm at 33 and a half, now 34. Bid 34, 3,400, now 34 and a half. I'm at 34, now 34 and a half. Bid 34.50, now 35. I need 35, 34 and a half, now 35. Bid 35. Sold 34 and a half, sold 34 and a half. All right, lot number 125. I'm down to the last 10 for the auction, folks. If you haven't bought yourself a car, now's your chance. Si no ha comprado un vehículo, nada más me faltan los por vender. Here we go, folks. On the lot number 125, Nissan Altima, folks. 2008 Nissan Altima. I'm at 3 and a half, now 375. I'm 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, now 400. Bid 400, 400, now 4 quarter. 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 425, 4 and a quarter. Sold $400, sold $400. All right, up next is going to be lot number 126, 2009 Acura TSX, folks. 2009 Acura TSX. 275, now 300. $300, now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half. 350. 3 and a half, now 375. I'm at 3 and a half, now 375. Now 400. Now 3 and a half, now 375. I'm at 3 and a half, now 375. Now 400. Now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter. 4 and a half, now 475. I'm at 4 and a half, now 475. Bid 475, now 500. $500. 475, now 500. Bid 500. Now 5 and a quarter. Bid now 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. I'm 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. Bid 5 and a half. 550. Sold 5 and a quarter. Sold 5 and a quarter. Lot 127 is going to be the 2005 Chevrolet Cobalt. 2005 Chevrolet Cobalt. Here we go, folks. 200, now 2 and a quarter. 200 bid, now 2 and a quarter. Now 2 and a half. I'm 2 and a half, now 275. Bid 275. 275. 275, now 300. Bid 300, now 3 and a quarter. 300 bid, now 3 and a quarter. Bid 3 and a quarter. 325. Now 3 and a half. I'm at 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half, now 375. I need 375, 375, 375. Sold 3.5, sold 3.5. On number 128 is going to be the 2020 Chevrolet Sonic. Lot number 128 is the 2020 Chevrolet Sonic, folks. Here we go, 14.5, now 15. 1,500, 14.5, now 15, now 15.5, now 16. I need 16, 15.5, now 16. Bid 16, now 16.5, 17, now 17.5. Bid 17.5, 1750, 1750, now 1,800. I need 1,800, 17.5, now 18. Bid 18, 1,800, 1,800, now 18.5. I'm at 1,800, now 18.5. Bid 18.5, 1,850, now 19. I need 1,900, 18.5, now 19. Bid 19. Sold 18.5, sold 18.5. Here we go on the 2011 Kia Soul, folks. Here we go. 2011 Kia Soul, lot number 129. 400, now 4.25, 4.25, now 4.5. Bid 4.5, 450, now 475, 475, now 500. Bid 500, 5.25, now 5.5, 5.25, now 5.5. Bid 5.5, 5.25, now 5.5. 550, now 575, 575, now 600. Bid 600. Sold 575, sold 575. Lot number 130 is going to be the 2014 Cadillac ATS. Lot number 130, folks, is a 2015 Cadillac ATS. 775, now 800. Bid 800, now 8.25. 800 bid, now 8.25. Bid 8.25, now 8.5. I'm 8.25, now 8.5, now 875. Bid 875, 875, now 900. Bid 900, now 9.25, now 9.5. I'm 9.25, now 9.5, now 975. Bid 975, 975, now 1,000. Bid 1,000, 975, now 1,000. Bid 1,000, 1,050. $1,000 bid, now 1,050. Bid 1,050 means 50, now 1,100. I'm at 1,050, now 1,100. But 1,100 means 100, now 11.5. I'm at 11.5, now 1,200. Bid 1,200, now 12.5. I'm at 12, now 12.5. Bid 12.5, 1,250. Sold $1,200, sold $1,200. Lot number 131 is going to be the 2022 Toyota GR86, folks. 2022 Toyota GR86. Here we go. 6,200, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 67. Bid 6,800, 6,800, now 69. 7,000, $7,000. Bid 7,000, now 71. 71, now 72, now 73. Bid 73, now 74. 75, now 76. 77, now 78. 79, now 8,000, $8,000. 8,100. 81, now 82. Now 83. Bid 83, now 84. Bid 8,400. 8,400, now 85. 8,500, now 86. Now 87. 8,700, now 88. Now 89. $9,000. 91, now 92. 9,200, now 93. Now 94. 95, now 96. Bid 96, now 97. 9,700, now 98. Bid 9,800, 9,800, now 99. Bid 9,900. 9,900, now 10,000. Bid 10,000, $10,000. Bid 10,000, now 10,1. Bid 10,100, now 10,2. 10,2, now 10,3. I need 10,3. 10,300, now 10,4. Bid 10,4. 10,400, now 10,5. Bid 10,5. 10,500, now 10,6. Bid 10,6, now 10,7. Bid 10,7. Get your bids in, folks. 10,700, now 10,8. Bid 10,8, now 10,9. Bid 10,9, now 11,000. 11,000, now 11,1. Bid 11,1, 11,100. Sold 11,000. Sold 11,000. Lot number 132 is going to be the 2013 Toyota Avalon. 2013 Toyota Avalon, folks. Here we go. Lot number 132. 27 and a half, 28, now 28 and a half. Bid 28 and a half, 29, now 29 and a half. Bid 29 and a half, 29 and a half, now 3,000. Bid 3,000, now 3,050. 3,050, now 31. Bid 3,100, now 31 and a half. I'm at 31 and a half, now 32, now 32 and a half. Bid 32 and a half, 32.50, now 33. 3,300, now 33 and a half, now 34. I need 30, 34, now 34 and a half. Bid 34 and a half, now 35. 35 and a half. Bid 35 and a half, now 36. I need 36. 35 and a half, now 36. 3,600, 3,600, now 36 and a half. I'm at 3,600, now 36 and a half. 36 and a half. Sold $3,600. Sold $3,600. Lot number 133 is your 2013 Ford Focus. 2013 Ford Focus, folks. I'm at 300, now 3 and a quarter. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. I'm 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half, 350. 3 and a half, now 375. I'm at 3 and a half, now 375. 375, now 400. Bid 400, now 4 and a quarter. 4 and a bid, now 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. I'm 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half, now 475. 475, 500, now 5 and a quarter. 5 and a bid, now 5 and a quarter. Bid 5 and a quarter, 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half. I'm at 5 and a quarter, now 5 and a half, now 575. Bid 575, 575, 575, now 600. I need 600. 600, now 6 and a quarter. 600 bid, now 6 and a quarter. Bid 6 and a quarter, 625, now 6 and a half. I'm at 6 and a quarter, now 6 and a half. Bid 6 and a half, now 675. Bid 675, now 700. I need 700. 675, now 700. Sold 675. Sold 675. This is our last vehicle for today. I want to thank everyone for joining today's auction online through joerideautos.com. Don't forget, bring a valid ID when coming to make your payment because it is required. Damas y caballeros, este es nuestro último vehículo de hoy. Les quiero dar las gracias por unirse hoy a la subasta a través de joerideautos.com. No se les olvide traer su identificación válida cuando venga a hacer su pago porque sí es requerida. Espero que todos tengan una gran noche. Don't forget, folks, you do have auction preview next Wednesday from 12 to 2. First 200 guests, first come, first serve. Don't forget to follow the rules. No getting in the carriage, no bags or backpacks. And once you go out, you will not be able to re-enter. No se les olvide que la semana que viene pueden venir a ver los vehículos de 12 a 2. Nada más las primeras 200 personas van a poder entrar. Tiene que estar registrado en la subasta online. Y también tiene que traer una identificación válida y seguir las reglas, por favor. All right, folks, on this last vehicle is a 134, is a 2008 Chevy Cobalt, folks. This is a 2008 Chevy Cobalt. 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. I'm 3 and a quarter, now 3 and a half. Bid 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 3 and a half, now 375. Bid 375, now 400. I need 400. 375, now 400. Bid 400, now 4 and a quarter. 400 bid, now 4 and a quarter. Bid 4 and a quarter, 425. Now 4 and a half. I'm 4 and a quarter, now 4 and a half. Bid 4 and a half. Now 475. I'm at 4 and a half, now 475. 475, 475. Sold 4 and a half. Sold 4 and a half.